Hey guys, this is Oscar back at it again. Today I'm going to show you something simple, easy, and fixable. We're going to go ahead and change the rear brake pads and rotors on this 2003 Toyota Sequoia. So first things first, let's go and get this puppy lifted and go from there. Alright guys, safety first. Make sure you jack up your vehicle. I put my truck on jack stands already over there, and I also chalked up the front tires as well. So first step, let's go and remove this this tire right here. I'll get you close up, guys. Okay guys, so now that you have the rim off, the first thing we're going to do, in order for us to change the brake rotor and also the brakes, I'm going to go ahead and go step by step. So the first thing we're going to do, this is the caliper. I'm going to go to remove the caliper. This is a 17 millimeter bolt. There's two, one up here, one down there. So let me go remove that here real quick. Alright guys, so once we remove these caliper bolts, just make sure that you clean these really good, and then before you install them, go ahead and put a little bit of lithium grease. That way they can provide some movement there and they don't get stuck on you. Okay, so again, make sure you clean these out really good. These ones kind of feel a little bit gunky, so just a tip there, clean them and put some lithium grease on these bad boys. Alright, so next step, we're going to go ahead and pull this apart, and this should come out. There you go. And I'm going to use a caliper tool here so I can just hold this in place like so. But you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and get it out of the way here. Let me show you. Just make sure it doesn't hang. There we go. See how that I got there hooked up on this side. Just the whole purpose for this one, so that way it doesn't hang from the brake line. Alright guys, so the next step, we're gonna go ahead and remove the brake bracket. It's basically held on by, let me show you here, two 18 millimeter bolts. This one right here, and there's another top one over here as well. Now you want to be careful because they do have a washer in the back of that bolt, so let's go ahead and remove that real quick. Before we do, I just want to go ahead and let you know that don't forget to remove these brake pads. All you need to do is just use a flathead screwdriver like so. Goes one. There goes the other one. Let's just put it out of the way. Alright, so let's go to remove this brake bracket. Okay, so I'm gonna go to remove this brake bracket out of the way. Now the two bolts in the back, They are 17 millimeter bolts. So let's go ahead and remove that. But before I do, I just want to take this time to give a big thanks and God bless to two viewers, Araceli Guzman and Carlos Guzman. They were able to supply me and basically bless me with this Milwaukee impact gun. This is a M12 Milwaukee half-inch, and these viewers are awesome. They're amazing. I just want to take the moment and just thank them for blessing me for one of these. And the reason why is because I've been wanting to get one of these, and I did share with them because they did ask me a couple videos ago how you would do your job on tight spaces, and this is a good prime example why one of these stubby Milwaukee impacts are really awesome. Now this does have 250 foot-pounds of torque, so let's go ahead and kind of show you why this is a good tool to invest in if you happen to get one. But let me show you real quick. As you can see, this is a very tight space. So what I'm going to do to get these back 17 millimeter bolts out, I'm going to move this caliper. Just going to try to put it back here like so, and then I'm going to maneuver this awesome Milwaukee impact gun. And again, thank you so much, Araceli Guzman and Carlos Guzman, for blessing me for one of these bad boys. So in order for me to get that, look how awesome this impact gun, it'll fit right in tight spaces. Let me give you a better angle. I'm gonna go ahead and just get that 17 millimeter nut so I can remove that brake bracket. Just don't forget, I mentioned there's a washer in the back, so let me go ahead and get that out of the way. Bear with me. There we go. See, oh, there's that washer I was talking about. Here's the actual washer and the nut. Let me remove it to show you. That's why this is an awesome tool to have, just because of working on tight spaces. Otherwise, here's that nut I was talking about. Otherwise, you will need a box wrench or a hand wrench to try to get that out of the way. But see how easy that was. And again, I'm just gonna remove this bracket back like so, and then I'm gonna go ahead and zip the bottom 17 millimeter bolt. Get this out of the way here real quick. Like so. Get your better angle. Just gonna zip it out. There we go. And again, don't forget about these washers and the nut. Alright. So once I remove those two 17 millimeter bolts, the actual brake bracket will come off. And my new brake pads, they did come with some hardware. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these the hardware from this one like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on. Now before I do that, I will go ahead and make sure I use a wire brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and clean this really good, so that way any type of grime or anything that's stuck in there, I don't have to worry about filling in. So don't forget to do that extra step. And again, don't forget to put some lithium grease on these on the pins that we're going to tighten up later on. Okay, so clean this, and you should be good to go. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy out of the way. Alright guys, almost forgot, since you already have the caliper out, this is a good time to go ahead and compress the caliper. I'm using this special tool to compress it. It's easy to do. It takes about 3 seconds, but just wanted to let you know, don't forget that step. Okay. Alright guys, so the next step, in order for us to get this rotor out, we have to decrease the emergency brake adjuster, so that we can pull off this this rotor. So the way you do that, you have to have both wheels lifted up in the air, and then you move. See these two holes? There's two. You have to kind of adjust it to where you're able to see the adjuster. Let me see if I can show you, give you a close up. Just kind of turn the wheel. We can actually see the adjuster. I don't know if you could see that, but I can see the adjuster right there. There's that star inside there. Let's see if I can get you guys a close up. Bear with me. I'm trying to see if you guys can see the star. I don't think you guys can see it, but there's the adjuster star inside there that you want to go ahead and decrease it. All I'm doing is using a long flathead screwdriver. I'm going to go ahead and move that star downwards this way, so that way the emergency parking brakes that's holding the rotor could kind of come inwards, and then that way I could easily hit the rotor a couple times with the hammer and it should come off. So let me go and do that real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I already went and go ahead and put the emergency brake adjuster all the way. I bottom that adjuster all the way down. So now I'm gonna go ahead and hit the brake rotor on top, bottom, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock position, so that way the rotor should come off. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and use a 4 pound hammer to get this job. Let me see if I could break this loose. Bear with me. Alright guys, just make sure, be patient, keep on pounding this until it comes. I'm gonna try a couple more hits. If it doesn't, there's these 2 little holes here. You can put some screws and that way you can force it out. But I have a faith on my Wilton sledgehammer, 4 pounds. So let me go and continue hitting this. Just be careful not to hit the threads. Be very careful not to hit these, otherwise you'll mushroom those, and that's a different story there. Oh, here we go. Solid move. We're in luck. There we go. Alright. And this is the reason why the rotors get stuck. It's basically rusted all the way inside. So, and then once you're in here, this is a good time to use some brake cleaner too. That way you don't smell all this brake dust. So clean the rotor, the caliper as well. So I think maybe I can give you a better picture. This rotor was here. Remember I told you about this little hole on this side? Well, let me see if I can show you. Okay, so you get, like I said before, you're gonna have to have the vehicle up in the air. Lift the back part, and just make sure you chock the front tires when you do this. And you have to kind of put the tire where it's kind of like horizontal, because this is a better look for you. You can kind of see where the star adjuster is there. And then all I'm doing with that, see if I can find that. Okay, all I'm doing is with the flathead screwdriver, I'm actually bottom out this star all the way down. See that? Maybe you can see from this side, right here. I'm actually sticking it in here. That's why you have to line up the holes with this one, and then just turn this downwards, the star downwards, like so. And it's already bottomed out, so that's the reason why the emergency brakes came down. But once you put the rotor back up, you're gonna have to adjust it and have to put the star upwards so they can hold on to the rotor, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So now that we have that out of the way, I'm gonna get a wire brush and just clean all that gunk that's in there, and just respray it with some more of the brake cleaner there. So let me go and do that very quick. Alright guys, so this is the part number if you're interested. I got this from Rock Auto. I got these on clearance. They're like $13.99 a piece, plus I believe $12 for shipping. So I already did the other side over there, so I'm just finishing up this side. And again, once you get this rotor out, you want to go ahead and clean it out. I want to use some brake clean on this, so that way that little film of oil that they put in the factory, I want to clean that out really good. Get a shop rag. Like so. And especially on this side. There you go. Just give it a bit of a nice clean, because this is where the emergency brakes is gonna go. Alright, so once you got this cleaned out, you're ready to go and install this bad boy. So let's go and do that real quick. Alright guys, so we're ready to install the brake rotor. So let's go ahead and install this back. Now again, remember these holes here? You want to go ahead and make sure that when you line this up, you line up where the actual, see what I'm doing here? This hole right there is in line with the one in the back, so that way I can adjust the brake, the emergency brake. So alright guys, so this is the next step. Once you put all your new hardware in your brake caliper bracket, remember I told you how don't forget to grease these slide bolts. So make sure you put a little bit of lithium grease, so that way they can slide really good in and out. This is really a crucial part, because a lot of people, they don't take the time to do this, and this is going to help the brake slide in and out smoothly. So just don't forget to do this part. Take the time to clean these really good. Take all the old grease that it had, so that way when you put the new ones in there, it's gonna be really smooth when you brake. So just wanted to share that with you. Okay guys, so once you got the rotor nice and adjusted to the emergency brake, where it's movement but not as bad movement, we're gonna go ahead and install the brake caliper bracket. Now once you install the new hardware, again, don't forget to grease up the slide bolts. Make sure you wipe them down really clean and put some lithium grease like I did, so that way once you install them, they'll slide evenly in and out really smooth. Okay, so going back to what I'm saying, we're gonna go install the caliper bracket here. And again, don't forget to include the actual washer on this 17mm bolt. So once you line them up like so, and according to Toyota, these are going to be torqued to 77 foot-pounds. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back. Alright guys, so again, according to Toyota specs, the caliper bracket is going to go ahead and be torqued to 77 foot-pounds. So let me go ahead and do that here real quick. There we go, 77 foot-pounds. Alright guys, so another thing I wanted to mention as well, also you could put a dab of lithium grease on the edge of the actual brake pad, just a small amount, because it's going to be sliding on these metal plates. That way you could not have as much friction, but again, just a tiny bit here before you install it. That way you don't happen to have those annoying sounds. I think you just gently put these in here like so. So let me go ahead and finish putting these bad boys in, and then we'll continue to the next step. Okay? Okay guys, so the next step, we're gonna go ahead and install the actual caliper. Just don't forget to press the piston in, which I already did in the beginning of the video. Now this is where, once you got your brakes installed, you're gonna go ahead and sit these. Just be careful with the rubber boots not to smash them in. Just gently put them in place like so. There we go. And this is where we're going to install the lithium grease on the slide pins, and we're just going to gently install them inside like so. That's the top one, and again, lithium grease at the bottom. There we go. And according to Toyota specs, we're going to go ahead and torque these to 65 foot-pounds. And again, these are 17mm bolts that we're going to go ahead and torque. And also don't forget, since we compress the piston inside, don't forget to, when you start your vehicle, make sure you start it and then pump the brakes a little bit, so that way the pistons could adjust accordingly. Alright, don't forget to do that step, because if you leave without doing it, you're gonna end up with a little bit of surprise. Alright, so let me go ahead and torque this to 65 foot-pounds. Okay. There we go. Try it one more time. To the bottom one. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoy this video. And again, this is how to install the rotor and also the brake pads on your Toyota Sequoia. And I believe this is the same for Tundras as well. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. And again, have a blessed day. Take care of you guys.